Welcome to the Did You Know series of the Voices of Life podcast, a ministry of the Church for Life. A place where faith speaks, where history breathes, and where hope finds its voice again. Each episode is crafted to inspire, to strengthen, and to guide you on your walk with God. And now, to lead us through today's journey, here is your host, Pastor David.
This is Voices of Life, a ministry of the Church for Life. I'm Pastor David, and today we're looking at one of the most extraordinary dates in the entire sweep of American and Christian history, August 20th. Across centuries, this date keeps circling back to the same powerful theme: faith, conscience, persecution, leadership, and cost of conviction. From the first documented arrival from enslaved Africans in Virginia to decisive battles, prophetic voices, martyrs, peacemakers, and global turning points, August 20th is a day when history asks us, what does it cost to stand for truth? Let's walk through 9 defining moments. In 1619, the first documented arrival of slaves came in Virginia. In August 1619, an English privateer arrived at Point Comfort, Virginia, carrying Africans who were acquired by colonial officials, and there were about 20 souls. This moment is often remembered as a beginning, but precision matters. Slavery already existed in the Americas, and historians will debate the exact legal status of those who arrived. Yet, the event stands for a foundation turning point in American history, a reminder of how deeply the struggle for human dignity and justice is woven into our national story. The lesson here is conviction begins with truth, even when the truth is painful. Now we move up to 1794. On August 20th, 1794, U.S. forces fought the Battle of Fallen Timbers in present-day Ohio. It became a decisive battle of the Northwest Indian War, reshaping control of the Northwest Territory. The battle marked a turning point in American expansion and a sobering reminder of the costs borne by Native peoples. The lesson here is leadership requires honesty about victories and about wounds. But to be fair, the natives also attacked the settlers, so it was somewhat. Then we move up to 1804. Sergeant Charles Floyd became the only member of Lewis and Clark Corps of Discovery to die during the expedition. His passing on August 20th, 1804 is a quiet but profound moment in the story of American exploration. The lesson? Even great missions carry human costs, and every life matters. Moving forward to 1940, the assassination of Leon Trotsky begins. On August 20th, 1940, Leon Trotsky was attacked in Mexico City by Ramon Mercado, an agent of the Soviet intelligence unit. Trotsky died that next day, making him one of the most infamous political assassinations of the 20th century. Lesson here? Ideology without conscience becomes violence. Fast forward to 1988, the Iran-Iraq War ends. After nearly 8 years of devastating conflict, the Iran-Iraq War formally ended with a ceasefire on August 20th, 1988. Hundreds of thousands had died. Entire regions were scarred. Lesson here? Peace is precious and often arrives only after unimaginable suffering. Moving up to 1993, the Oslo negotiations conclude. On August 20th, 1993, negotiations that produced the Oslo Accords between Israel and Palestine Liberation Organization came to a close. It was a moment of fragile hope in one of the world's most enduring conflicts. The lessons? Peacemaking demands courage and the willingness to sit at the table with those we fear or oppose. Now we look at some Christian history of Bernard of Clairvaux. August 20th is the feast of Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, the 12th century theologian, mystic, preacher, and Cistercian reformer. Bernard shaped medieval spirituality with a voice that blended conviction, humility, and deep devotion. The lesson? True reform begins with a heart set on Christ. And now we look at the Christian history of Anabaptist martyrs of 1527. On August 20th, 1527, Anabaptists associated with Augsburg meeting were executed for their faith. Their deaths became part of the long history of persecution and a long testimony of religious liberty. The lesson? Conscience is costly, but it is never wasted. Let's talk about a biblical connection with Samuel the prophet. The Orthodox calendar commemorates Samuel the prophet on August 20th. Samuel was the last of Israel's judges, a man who anointed kings, confronted sin, and listened for the voice of God. The lesson: leadership begins with hearing God before speaking to people. Across continents, centuries, August 20th keeps telling the same story. Conviction shapes history. Slaves arrived in a land that would wrestle with freedom for generations. Nations fought for territory and identity. Explorers pressed forward. Ideologies clashed. Wars ended. Peace was attempted. Saints reformed the church. Martyrs stood firm. And prophets listened to God. Every moment reminds us that faith, conscience, and leadership carry a cost, but they also carry a calling. So today, let us ask ourselves, what truth is God asking us to stand for, even when standing costs us something? This has been Pastor David with your Voices of Life. Did you know? Stay faithful, stay courageous, and keep living the conviction that shapes history.
Thank you for joining us today on the Voices of Life podcast, a ministry of the Church for Life. As we close, may the stories we share strengthen your faith, steady your heart, and remind you that God is present in every chapter of your journey. If this episode encouraged you, share it with someone who needs hope. And until we meet again, walk in truth, stand in courage, and keep listening for the voice that leads you forward. This has been Voices of Life. Peace be with you.